Hey friends, the other day I saw a really interesting house online and I thought I should build that in The Sims. So I did. So I actually ran across this house on Facebook, and yes, I still use Facebook unfortunately, but it's super bizarre. I think it was built by like a small lake, and it's 4 stories. And as far as I can tell, there's actually only one bedroom in the house, which is even weirder. But I really wanted to build it. It kind of looks like a tower, and hence why this video is called Lakeside Tower. But yeah, it's super interesting. It has like a hot tub and multiple living areas. So here, obviously, I'm just building out the floor plan and trying to find windows for the build. The window placement on this building is also really interesting. Thankfully, there were some pretty decent matching windows in the game for that, match the house, and I'll spread some photos of the actual house throughout. But it definitely looks like those memes of like my first Sims build where the windows are just in ridiculous places. But I don't know, this house is just kind of hilarious and I really wanted to recreate it. And I built it here in Granite Falls, the destination world from Outdoor Retreat, and I think it actually fits in pretty well, especially by the end when I add in the landscaping and the trees. I think it makes a pretty good vacation house for your Sims. I took a Sim there and just kind of played in the house a little bit, and it's actually quite a bit of fun. But yeah, definitely an interesting place to live. So I'm looking back at the post where I found it on Facebook, and apparently it has 3 bedrooms, but I could not find 3 bedrooms in that house unless they're not using the bedrooms as bedrooms. But you'll see, as I go throughout, kind of how, at least how the photos reflect the house, because I really just went off the photos. There wasn't a floor plan or anything. And you'll see I put in, I used the kind of customizable stairs. In the real version of the house, they have spiral stairs, but obviously we don't have that in The Sims for some reason. But yeah, it's really just bizarre all around. So you can see me struggling with the stairs here, and I really struggle every time to try to remove that like little bit of flooring that's left when you do different configurable stairs. And I really wish they would, I don't know, make that easier, because I swear every time I try to put a fence around it and delete the floor, it just destroys everything. So if they could do something about that, I would really appreciate it. So the inside of this house is actually, I would say, fairly updated, and I was surprised at how well these cabinets from Dream Home Decorator matched the real version. They have more of more glass fronted cabinets over the island, but even the ones that they had in the game fit in pretty well. So I was actually pretty impressed with that. And just kind of reorganizing those windows. I think technically they only had 5 of the square ones, but since you can't really do windows between stories in here, I went with 6, but I think it looks fine that way. And yeah, just trying to find some dining chairs that I liked for this. The furniture that they have in the house is kind of a mix of modern and traditional, so I tried to emulate that as much as possible. And if you missed it, the kitchen and living room are actually on the 2nd floor. Like, you walk up onto this bridge to get to the kind of main front door of the house. So here on the 3rd floor is the only actual bedroom that I could find in the house. So I'm not sure if they just staged the other rooms differently, but this one does have an ensuite. It doesn't actually have a door to the bedroom. It's kind of this semi-lofted space. And here I'm trying to do something else with the fence and the flooring, but I always struggle with that, so I end up just kind of switching it back, well, partially. And I go with a lot of the Dream Home Decorator items. They fit in pretty well in this build, at least with how the actual version of the house is furnished. So I thought that worked pretty well. I do use these spa chairs. They don't actually work in the same way to like watch TV or anything. So if you want your Sims to use that TV, you'll probably have to swap out those chairs. And then this bathroom had kind of a southwestern US feel, so I go with the like terracotta tiles and that kind of tan wallpaper. And these cabinets actually matched pretty well. I was kind of surprised. Granted, the real version has a tile countertop, but the colors are pretty much the same with the Sims 4 version, so I was pretty happy with that actually. And I do tend to jump around a bit when I'm building, so especially in this build. So I go up to the third floor and kind of lay out the floor plan up here. They have this, I don't know, like library, living area, right when you come up the stairs, and then there's another living area on the other side of that wall. And then they have a bathroom that's honestly that exact size. I was kind of amazed how small that bathroom was in the real version. The bathroom is actually usable in The Sims 4. Your Sims will use that shower and everything. So I think that's really hilarious that this house that honestly has quite a bit of space has such a small bathroom up here. And I do lay out a few of the closets. Obviously they're not usable in The Sims, but more just to get the layout correct. And then they have quite a bit of furniture up in this room. I do change up the furniture a bit because I didn't really like the furniture that they had. I wanted something that looked a little bit nicer, so I do go with a sectional up here rather than two smaller sofas. But this room has that wall of windows, so it has a really great view. So I wanted to make it a little bit nicer, more of a living space for your Sims. So then I'll add a couple more windows up here and, before doing some exterior work. Again, the windows are just so weird in this house, but I really wanted to get them as accurate as possible to really capture the vibe of this strange house. So downstairs they've got that kind of open deck area. So that's where the hot tub will go. And then kind of out in the yard, they have this little, like a gazebo, but without the roof, just like a raised deck. And the version in the real house has, they had like a little fire pit on it. So I do go and add a fire pit to that. And here where I put the laundry, I couldn't find any other photos of this level. So I'm not actually sure what is on the other side of that wall. I'm assuming either a bathroom or like a utility closet. So I just created another bathroom. I assumed it would be nice to have one, in real life. Once you get out of the hot tub, you could shower off. Obviously that doesn't really matter in The Sims. So then I'll bounce around back into the main living room to do some more furnishing. Keep it pretty standard. I did want to have quite a few plants in this build. I don't think the original really had that many plants, but with all the windows in this house, I thought it made a lot of sense. And I eventually swapped that couch for a sectional, but I do struggle with the size of it in here. It's a little bit squished between that bar stool and the sofa. So you'll see me struggle with that for a minute in here. And I try to find some different clutter items to sprinkle around the place, try and make it look as lived in as possible, even though I don't know who would actually live in this house. Would you live in this house? I'm not sure if I would. There's a lot of stairs. I don't know if I'm prepared to walk up that many stairs every day. But definitely try to find, again, more plants in here, a lot of wall art, Just try and make it look a little nice. And then I'll try to find a plant or something for this little nook by the stairs. Eventually I go with the one from Perfect Patio Stuff. And then they had this little entryway, which I really liked. So I wanted to add in a little table in there, make it look a little realistic. And then here I'm struggling with the whole fence and loft thing, but I get that sorted out. And just adding some more decor up here, some lights. And I'll spend a few minutes just moving things around, trying to find some different clutter items for the bathroom and that bedroom. I pull out a whole bunch of different things here to try and clutter up this countertop and fill up that kind of nook in the dresser. But I think that makes it look a little, little bit more lived in. Obviously, I spend way too much time trying to get these items to sit on this counter right, but I think it looks good in the end, kind of realistic. So, yeah, and just try to find a rug to complete the space. And when I'm building, I try to sprinkle in as many skill building items for Sims to use. So I got a guitar in there, which I think is a nice little addition. It fit in really well in that little nook by the stairs. And once I finish up decorating in the bedroom, I'll go back outside to this first level to fill up this little patio space next to the hot tub, and use a lot of, I think, Perfect Patio items. I think that's where those are all from. I really love all the stuff from that pack. They all work really well for creating the perfect patio. So, I'm sorry. Oh, I hate myself. So back in this laundry area, I just use the same counters from the bathroom upstairs, just to kind of tie things in together. Use a few different laundry day stuff pack items, which I think fill up this space really well. And just trying to find some kind of clutter and decorations for the bathroom too. And then once I finish up the bathroom with a rug, I'll move back out to do some more decor for the patio hot tub area. And I struggle a little bit to find something to put on these walls. I use those kind of green planter things from, I'm pretty sure they're from Eco Lifestyle. And then I wanted something for the hot tub. The life preserver, it doesn't really make sense, but I thought the net made a lot of sense to kind of clean out the hot tub. But the life preserver is kind of funny. So, and then I do actually add the closet organizers to these fake closets. I'm pretty sure they aren't usable by Sims, but I'm just here to make it as realistic as possible. So. Back up on this third floor, they had some bookcases under these windows, but there weren't any good items in the game for it. I kind of liked those first ones, but they were really repetitive with the same decor items. And then I tried to do open shelving, but I couldn't get the books to sit on there right. So in the end, I kind of swap it and I put bookcases in this other space. And then I was trying to find some different seating for that space. I was going to do a few different chairs, but then I end up just doing, I think it's the love seat from Nifty Knitting. I think that's where that's from, along with the matching chair. And I thought that looked pretty decent. Just swapped the colors a little bit and added a rug. And like I said, I do like to try and add as many skill building items as I can. So I did add the knitting and cross-stitch boxes in here for your Sims to use. I thought they fit in really well in this space. Supposed to be kind of maybe a quieter study focus space. And then I add an easel over by the big windows. I thought that would make sense. In real life, if you're painting, you'd want that amazing view. I definitely wanted to fill this room up with as many plants as I could. This room is basically a conservatory, so I thought that would make a lot of sense to have a bunch of plants in here. And of course, no Sims house would be complete without a chess table, so I had to get one of those added up here as well. And speaking of plants, I'm really hoping the new kit that they've hinted at is just going to be filled with plants, because they've kind of hinted that you're supposed to be able to build your sanctuary with it. And they've kind of had, I don't know, gardening and plant related hints to it. So that's what I'm really hoping for, is just a whole bunch of plants for decorating houses. What do you all think it'll be? That's what I'm really hoping for, at least. Personally, I'm still kind of, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the kits just in general. Most of them have had like decent stuff in them, but I just feel like they're a little bit expensive for what you're getting, and especially if they're trying to replace stuff packs, because we haven't had a stuff pack since January. I think that's when paranormal stuff came out. So yeah, I just hope they aren't trying to replace stuff packs with kits, because I don't know, I just don't think you're getting enough for your money. But back outside now, doing some terrain paint and landscaping. I wanted to use this kind of worn grass look. I think that worked pretty well out here, rather than doing a bunch of like paved paths or anything like that. So I thought that looked pretty decent, and I'll go through and add a bunch of trees and bushes out here to really blend it in. Obviously, if you download this, it might not fit into other worlds. You might have to re-landscape. I did make this very focused toward Granite Falls, so it would blend in nicely. So might have to do a little bit of re-landscaping if you want to use it. And it, of course, will be on the gallery for you if you do. Also, I just noticed how much the lighting has changed since I started recording. I really like fall, but I just hate how early it starts getting dark. If we could keep the temperatures and the colors of the leaves and everything, but keep it to be daylight until 9 o'clock, that would be great. If anyone knows of a place like that, please let me know, because I would like to move there immediately. So then the landscaping here will pretty much wrap it up, and then I'll leave you with some screenshots, including ones of the real life house, so you can kind of compare and see how well I did. I'll also link the post where I found this house below if you want to check it out. It's just fascinating. But if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm also rebuilding the Sims 2 houses in the Sims 4, so that's been a lot of fun. So if you want to check those out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a great day.